So what I decided to bring was... And then you have a little stand. There, all done, ready to go out.
Sometimes I go for the gold. I never thought you were easy prey.
I thought I'd show you what I brought because I really wanted to be able to keep making art because I feel like I've been on a streak. Like I said, one of my goals for this year is to be more intentional in actually making art. So even though I'm traveling, I really tried to bring like a few things to make sure that I do keep making art while I'm here. So what I decided to bring was this small A5 heavyweight cartridge paper. I've used this mostly for colored pencil, but it can take a little bit of water, so I can use it for watercolor paintings and stuff. Like that, this is what I made this little sketch on, if you've seen that on my Instagram, and these ones as well. So I do find the A5 is a good size for me, and it can take a lot of mediums, so it's good for travel. These are just cut-offs from random things that I was making. Like I made this. Of course, I brought my new travel watercolor palette because it's made for travel, so I wanted to try and use it for this trip. So you saw the video where I filled up this swatch card that came with the watercolor palette. But then I made my own like glazing swatches, which was actually quite stressful to make. Like I had to make 3 or 4 different versions of this because I kept screwing it up. Like every time I would make it, I don't know, there was just always something wrong, but I believe it's worth the effort because if you just look at it strip by strip, it becomes so much more useful because you can see specific shades, and then you can decide like, oh, this is the exact shade of yellow that I want, and how do I get that yellow? I get it by mixing this color and this color or something like that. I don't know, I just find it very useful. But as you can see, I had many trial attempts to make this, many failed attempts, so that's why I have all these cut-offs from trying to make this one little swatch sheet. But that's fine, I can still use that. I always use the cut-offs for making little swatches like this for my paintings. I also brought my Caran d'Ache Luminance colored pencils, and I put it inside this old pencil case that I have because it all seemed to fit in there. I don't know if it's because I've used this pencil case for actual pencils before, but they've kind of made the ends of my pencils really dirty. So I'm actually using the swatch cards now to just kind of clean off that dirty graphite edge so the colors are nice and clean. Aside from the colored pencils, I brought one graphite pencil, eraser, and a sharpener. I do regret not bringing a kneaded eraser, but it's too late for that now. In addition to the travel palette, I also brought my tester set of Holbein watercolor paints because these are small and I still had the box for them, so it was super easy to travel with. I am considering maybe buying like a half pan thing and then transferring these into half pans so they become more travel friendly as well. I don't know, just something I'm thinking about. And then for my paint brushes, I use this old Real Techniques makeup brush holder to put my paint brushes in. And what I love about this is you can fold it, close this part. It's really hard to do one-handed. Okay, here we go. And then you have a little stand. Isn't that cool? I also brought this Kiss Off stain remover It's like a stain remover for your clothes if you get paint on it. It just seems like a super useful item. Obviously, it's not just for paint. It can be for like coffee, wine, things like that. So brought this with me to try and stay tidy. And then I brought a rag from my studio because I didn't want to waste a lot of tissue paper for like when I'm painting and stuff. This always works for me for cleanup. And I saved a coffee cup from when I got coffee a couple of days ago, and I'm gonna use this for water. Okay, so I think I will clean up these colored pencils first, and then let's see if we can paint something today.
No one ever knows.
This is the little sketch I made. I decided to draw this reference. I'm mostly inspired by like cute outfits, and I think her outfit is so cute, so I decided to draw it.
I know you always wanna do what's right. I know you rather wanna flight than fight. But every now and then you gotta pause. Ask yourself, is this right? Stand your ground. You say, I wanna be the hero. 'Cause I don't wanna give up. Now I am down at zero. When will it ever stop? I'm only human.
So in this painting, what I really wanted to focus on was glazing. Glazing is when you layer really thin, transparent layers of watercolor. So you do one really transparent, very light layer of watercolor, and you wait for that to dry. Then you do another very thin, transparent layer of another color, and that just kind of creates a whole new different color. It's one way to really set the mood of the painting. This is why I really took the time to make that glazing swatch card, because you can easily see what colors can be created by layering certain colors on top of each other. So in this painting, even though she started off predominantly yellow, I created this skin tone by slowly layering over pink on certain parts of the face where you would naturally have redness. And right now it doesn't look like skin tone, but later on, once you're done with the whole effect, it really gives it that look.
Supposed to come. Oh, one bad decision.
For this particular painting, I was also inspired by the coffee cups that we saw at Cafe de Lisay the other day with my friend. And that's why I decided to use this shade of green specifically, because I was trying to get the same shade of green from the coffee mugs that I saw, and I even tried to replicate the design they had on them. I'm finishing off the painting by adding this really bright yellow circle underneath her head. Because the color is so bright and vibrant, it mellows out the yellow that I used for my first layer, and it just makes it look more like a skin tone. Because how your eyes perceive color is always influenced by the colors surrounding that specific color. Okay, and this is the finished painting. I like it. It's not the best thing I've made for sure. I don't actually know what's wrong with it. I do feel like something's missing, but I'm not sure what. But I'm also getting kind of hungry, so maybe I'll fix it after lunch, but maybe it's done. I don't know. I'm just happy I took the time to make something today. Yeah, just a cute little thing to get the creative juices flowing. All right, I'm gonna go get something to eat. So I was feeling just a teeny tiny bit cooped up because I have been just in this place for about a week now. And while I feel so completely grateful and lucky to even have such a nice place to stay, this was really quite the find for me. I need a change. I need to go out. So today I am gonna treat myself by having a little solo date, lunch out, and then maybe I shall bring my iPad and then just do a little work outside as well. If you remember from my Tokyo haul video, I purchased this Tier cushion foundation, and I do like it. I really like it. Even though it's like a very natural coverage, I find that it's just one tiny shade brighter than my actual skin tone. Here's the funny thing. You're shrinking. Hang on. Okay, there you go. Here's the funny thing. This is a shade lighter than my actual skin tone, but when I put it on, it makes my face skin tone match my body. So I guess my face is darker than my body. This is the Fenty Beauty. What is this? I don't even remember. It's there. I've had it for a while. You can tell because the packaging is like so marked up and messed up already. Fenty Beauty Ease Drop Blur Smooth Tint Stick. And what I do is I apply it on a concealer brush like this. This is the Happy Skin concealer brush. This is their collaboration with Marge. And this plus the Fenty is just a perfect match for my skin tone. And when I I can't speak today. When I buff it into my skin like this, it just completely melts away. So on every day when I literally just want to conceal like a little darkness under my eyes, maybe a little redness around my nose, then the Fenty is what I go for. Anyway, I am going to finish getting ready and then let's go out and grab some lunch. There, all done, ready to go out. Honestly, I find there is nothing like getting dolled up, like fixing yourself up, taking the time to look a little bit more presentable, just taking care of yourself. Absolutely nothing like it to make yourself feel better when you're feeling a little meh, which I honestly was. But now, like, it took a while, but I feel like a human being again, and I'm gonna go out and I'm going to enjoy my day. Okay, we are back home and I have had quite the productive day. I thought I would show you the finished designs for the t-shirt that I'm working on for our family reunion. So this is going to be the front of the shirt. I made like a little logo looking thing with the name of the organization on it. And then this is the final design for the back of the shirt. I'm just realizing this is probably really blown out. So maybe I'll scoot over so I can insert a photo over here. So this is what the back of the shirt looks like. I like how I laid out all the elements and managed to include the name and everything. And then I found like a little mock-up thing that I could put together in Canva so I could see what the design would actually look like on a t-shirt. So this is what it would look like if it was printed on a plain white tee. I really love how this turned out. It was just so much fun to make, and because it was such a personal project as well, like I love that I was able to really put a lot of myself into it, and I sent it to my family and they all seem to really like it as well. So I can't wait to have the final product so I can show it to all of you. But until then, thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye!